talking to you guys about the exciting part of things, because at this point you have a product that's winning. You launched some of the ads like we showed you, and now we're going to take that to the next level and we're going to scale it up. And this is going to be the pathway to the 10,000 plus per month with a product, with a handful of products on your store. And this is a really exciting thing, guys, because you've done the hard work that got you to this point, right? And now we're going to show you how Facebook can do a lot of the heavy lifting going forward. So real quick, guys, before we get too started, I want to make sure, if you're brand new to this, give me a 1 in the chat box real quick, because I could go super detailed into scaling. I could talk about it for forever, really, for hours. But right now, if you're brand new to this, what I want to do is get you to see the big picture. So let's go real quick. Let me check the chat box here. And it looks like a lot of people are just brand new. And that's fine. It's perfectly fine. So what I'm going to talk about today is going to be really top level stuff. And don't get too wrapped up in the minutia of things. Don't get wrapped up in the terminology. More focus on the bigger picture and the concepts that I'm going to be sharing with you here today. So this is literally how I do this every single time. Now, I'm not promising you that you're going to get $501,000 in that period of time. Like we did there. That was a really good store, and I've been at this for a long time. But I can tell you that if you follow these steps and you do all the hard work up to this point, and then you let Facebook help you, and you follow these steps, you will have success, and we're going to get you towards that $10,000+ per month. So real quick, a lot of people get this confused, right? They think that they're just spending money blindly, and they're not really sure what kind of results are going to be here. And then what really differentiates Facebook from any other platform? Maybe you heard that Google's good. Maybe you heard Pinterest is a new up and coming thing. What differentiates Facebook from everything else, right? And it really is because Facebook has taken a lot of steps to ensure that you have the best possible success rate you can. Right? They want you to win, because if you win, you're spending more money with them. They're making more money, right? And so they give you a lot of tools, and we're going to cover one of those today, on how you can win, right? Because they're going to allow you to take some steps and to gain some traction and snowball in the right direction very quickly. And if you follow what we're going to be talking about here today, that's going to happen for you too as well. So how Facebook works, right? Facebook knows a lot about you, right? So we have our example here, our little camper, and he bought a tent. So you say you're selling this tent, and he came to your site off of an ad that you were running, and he purchased this tent, right? Facebook knows a lot about what you are, who you are, where you come from, the kind of money you make. Let's talk a little bit about what exactly they know. They know everything, really, when it comes down to it. They know that our camper is a male. He's 34 to 45, in that range somewhere. He likes survival brands based off the Facebook pages he likes. He watches Duck Dynasty. Maybe he follows that show. He's married because of what he lists on his profile. Makes $60,000 a year. Yeah, they even know that. He's college educated. You also list that on your profile. And he's bought products online, right? They're tracking some of the purchases that you made online, or at least know that you have made those purchases, right? And that's what the Facebook Pixel is on sites for, that kind of data gathering reason, right? And so the thing about this, right? So they gather all this information up is that he is not alone in this. And this might actually describe somebody else that's watching this call right now. It's pretty close to watching me, in terms of age bracket and some of the similar likes. So they know that he's not alone, right? And they start gathering up all this information, and you can actually create what's called a lookalike audience based off. Once you get a couple of these campers that come in, you could say, gather up these groups of people and go find me more of them, right? And Facebook can actually do that. So they can say, hey, you have this 100 set. It's really like when you get 100 people, that's really the key, right? So you're going to get 100 purchases or 100 people that add to your cart. Again, don't worry about the technical parts of it, but you can say, hey, Facebook, give me 2 to 3 million people who look exactly like this camper, right? And then they can go and find that. And it actually happens quicker than you would actually expect, which is actually pretty funny because they really do know that much about the community and who's out there and who's interacting on their platform, because this is how advertisers win on their platform, is they are capable of finding these people for them, right? So now you've taken your, say, 100 people, and now you've created 3 million people out of that segment, right? So Facebook runs your ads to these people. You can show them exactly how you want to target, right? And so you say, hey, send this ad and put it right to these 3 million people that you just found from me, right? And that is a hot set of customers, right? Because they are exactly like the people that bought from you already, right? And think about how powerful that is. That's what like advertisers have dreamed of for years, for decades up to this point, is being able to instantly find people who are exactly like a small segment of people and target directly to them, right? So our ads become even more profitable and reach larger audiences, right? Because we took a single ad, gathered up a little bit of information, and said, let's go back out to a larger set of people and who are even more targeted. And now we get more profitability because we're hitting deeper and more targeted people than we were before. So the big picture, right? So we were talking about how does this make sense? How does this snowball us in the right direction, right? So if we were doing $25 per day on that original ad, right, that we were gathering up that information for, and we were getting $100 back. Well, we launch a couple more ads using these lookalike audience, and now we're doing $100 per day, right? Because you're spending more money on these ads, and now we're getting $400 back. And then if you do it again, because there's a bunch of these lookalike audiences you can create, and we'll show you exactly how, $400 maybe in ad spend, and now you're getting $1,600 back, right? So the snowball continues to happen, and you're launching new ads, and you're finding more targeted, because as you have more sales and you have more data, you get more and more targeted towards that real core set of people. And if I'm losing you a little bit, guys, don't worry. We'll at the end of this, we'll show you a little bit more details, and we definitely have plans to make sure this makes sense to you. I just wanted you to see the big picture to make sure that you guys notice the possibilities that Facebook allows you to have and e-commerce allows you to have. So real quick, I'm going to go over the shoulder to show you exactly how easy this is, right? So I'm in my business manager. Again, guys, this is just where the ads are run. If you've never seen this before, do not worry about it, right? Just follow the concepts. I'm in my business manager, which is where your ads are run. And now I'm in a part of it called audiences, right? This is where you can gather up all those campers together in a single audience. And I've actually done that. You can see here for people who have viewed a sales page, right? Or here, even better, here's the people that use our app in 2017. So Facebook allows me to gather up exactly who's using a certain thing or who's purchased or whatever. So these are our buyers for our Smart Apps suite in 2017. You can see we have 4,100 people, right? That's even better than the 100, right? So this is how it snowballs for you. So I have a set of 4,000, and I can say, hey, Facebook, I would like you. So all I have to do is check this box and hit this action button and say, create a lookalike audience, right? And so I'm going to type in the location, say United States. You can actually do more of them outside of it, but we'll stick with the United States right now. And I can say 2.1 million people, 4.3 million people, and so on. But right now, I'll just stick with the 2.1. I want to say, give me 2.1 million people who look exactly like that 4,100 people, right? And so I just hit create audience. No, I already created this, so no worries. Let's do this. I'll hit 4.3 just for this example. You can see we utilize these audiences, so they were already created there. So I have a 2%, and that's going to update real quick. It's only saying that because of starting to gather up data. Now Facebook is off finding these sets of people, basing it off the 4,100 people that we have, and then it's going to return to me and say, hey, Matt, found those people. Let's go ahead and create a ad with that set of people, right? We'll utilize the 1% with the 2.1. So all I have to do is go to my Power Editor. And say, create myself a campaign. We'll just say Smart Apps December users, right? Hit conversion, no worries. Again, do not get lost in the details of this. And add. I just want you to see how quickly and effectively, once you know what's going on here, how easily you can do this, right? And hit an ad set here. Roll down just to here. So here's where you put that custom audience, and that's where our lookalike audience is going to be. So I'll just type in lookalike audience, and boom, here you go. Now the rest of the details, we'll follow those at a later point. You learn how to do those at a later point. But the most important thing to realize, guys, is I was able to create this ad in literally no time, right? And that's really the power of it. Now I'll create a handful of these over time. There's step-by-step processes you can do for that, and that's how we turn that $25 a day. That's winning, turning us into $100. That's how we get it all the way up to the $400 per day and $1,600 return. And you can see how quickly that could turn into that $10,000 plus per day. So that's per month and beyond that, even to that other point. So that's really the power of this, guys. And that's what I wanted to show you today. And I'm going to toss it back over to Alex, and he's going to take it from here. All right. Thanks.